Yo, what up, internet? Welcome to Bricks and Beer, episode 10. Holy fuck, 10 episodes, guys. It's kind of a big deal. Like, official double digits. We surpassed, like, technical double digits already, but, we should go technical, like, full flush episodes, instead of me yelling at a convention. So, welcome fucking back, guys. Thank you for watching. Happy 10th anniversary. We're drinking a very special beer tonight. I'll talk a little bit about that. But we'll also talk Lego. I got some shit to show. It's nothing like mind-blowing. It's probably not as cool as the thing I showed in the last episode. So, if you want to watch the last episode, or any of the other episodes, you can click a link. Bam! There'll be a link there on a road plate. Otherwise, I'm just looking like Wilson behind a road plate. Yeah, this is old school, man. This is like crazy old school. I got this with the actual shuttle set that came out. I think it was like the 1990-ish one, the one with the cool scaffolding thing. In like a super sketchy part of LA on Craigslist for like no money. So that's cool, and you should enjoy this base plate or something. So yeah, like I'm really fucking impressed that we've made it this far. Like 10 of these is a lot. It's hot here. I'm actually like kind of recording this during the day. You can see there's this bright ass reflection off my wall of ABS. Clearly I'm a bad Lego nerd because I have sun exposure. My fucking shit's in the living room. I don't know what to tell you guys. So yeah. Fucking we're here, guys. It's kind of a weird deal too because I've started doing these, and I feel like I'm a little bit more comfortable with them. It's still raw and like very unplanned, but they're getting easier and cooler, and I feel like maybe I'm hitting a vibe. And in coincidental with that, I'm like picking up subscribers, like people I don't know, and there's apparently 97 of you guys, so we're 3 away from 100. So hopefully by the time this posts, somebody will subscribe. Hopefully a bot. I don't know. Somebody. And we'll actually be at like 100 subscribers. Episode 10. 10 for 10. I don't know what that means. But hey, fuck it. Cheers, guys. Alright, so I guess we should talk about the beer, because I keep drinking this beer and I feel like I'm a jerk without telling you what it is. This is a very super special beer, and I've been very excited to do this episode because of this beer. This is the Hazed Hoppy Session Ale. This is from Boulder Beer. It used to be called Hazed and Infused, and they shortened the name to Haze. It's a phenomenal beer. And Colorado is the beer scene. Like, granted, like, I know Dr. Brahm's gonna yell at me and be like, no, Belgium, and like all my German friends are like, no, Germany, and San Diego's like, yeah, we're fucking killing it. Colorado's been doing it for a long time. A crazy long time. This beer from Boulder Beer is the first craft brewery in Colorado. They were given the 43rd license to brew beer in the U.S., which is crazy. And it was part of like a university, and it was a couple professors. I'm not making this up. I read this. And I was there, and they told me a story. So why would they lie? But it's a couple professors, and there was like a goat farm. And they were like, fuck it, we'll just put the beer in the shed with the goats. And, like, that's it. So I've been to a lot of breweries in Colorado. I've been to Colorado 2 or 3 times. Every time we go, it's like beer nerd paradise. This brew that I'm not drinking, but this glass, Mountain Toad, is in Golden. They're fucking rad. Golden's crazy. So Boulder's the shit, right? And you got, a good amount of beer in Boulder. But Golden has 3 breweries, including this one. One of which is literally in a house. Tiny little house. Golden's a tiny little town. And they make okay beer, but it's weird because you sit in like somebody's backyard. This place, which is more like a modern, but it's still in a house. It's like, has like a real door and shit. It's not, you don't feel like you're going in someone's living room. And then there's Coors, which is a monolith. And it's crazy, and it's fucking rad. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Coors Light. I'll drink it. There's a time and a place. I'll drink like 100 of them on a boat if it's 100 degrees out. See, 100. See what I'm doing there? But yeah, like Coors. So I went to go do the Coors tour because, you know, it's free. You get some free beer. And they make other beers besides Coors, which I didn't really know too much about. They make Killian's Irish Red. They make a couple of beers that, like, they don't export out of Colorado, which is kind of cool. And it's all right. But it, like, Coors is crazy because it really is the American dream. Like, Adolf Coors, not going to say it, started his thing just in the mountains. He was like, fuck, here's some water, I want to make beer, and he turned it into an empire. And it's fucking rad because, like, the town it's in still feels like the frontier. Like, it's fucking tiny and there's nothing around there. The other big thing in Golden is the Colorado School of Mines. Mines, M-I-N-E-S, like rocks, like dig in the earth. So it's a crazy scene. And then you've got Boulder, and Boulder, so this was my favorite brewery in Boulder for two reasons. One, and they have, like, awesome beers. Like, Denver has great beers too, which is right there. Like, we all kind of did this thing. So, like, Great Divide, awesome. Avery's like the fancy beer nerds, fancy beer. Like, people have weddings at Avery, and they have fucking crazy expensive beer. And, like, Great Divide, like, great beer, decent pricing, not crazy expensive, but not, like, cheap. Boulder's, like, cheap as fuck. And you walk around, and there's, like, it's sort of still like a college project, it feels like, because there's, like, duct tape on the pipes. It's kind of, like, leaking shit out of it. And then the greatest part about it, so you go to Great Divide, you have to pay for tasting. It's like going wine tasting. They're not like, here's a bunch of free fucking booze. You go to Avery, you definitely have to pay. You go to the place next to Avery, which name escapes me right now, you have to pay. You go to Coors, they fucking hook you up. They give you 2 beers. 2 full-size beers. And you get to pick, so you don't have to drink shitty Coors Light. You can drink awesome, like, Banquet local amber beer or whatever. This spot, though, there's 12 of us in a group. We walk around, we see all the thing, we hear the story about the goats, awesome. And they go, yeah, we'll take you back to the tasting room, you guys can drink some beer. And you walk in, and they have maybe a dozen pitchers of beer. And they're just like, here you go, it's for you. So, fucking Boulder beer, man. Like, goddamn. If you can find this beer is rad. So, as a beer nerd, I guess I should tell you some shit about it. So, what this is, it's a hoppy session ale, so it's dry hopped. And then it's also dry hopped in the fermenter while it's cold conditioning, so it's like a secondary hop addition, which I guess makes it better beer. It's not very bitter. It's really, really smooth. Like, we've been talking for a while already. Drank most of this beer today. Yeah, so enough about the beer. Let's talk about the Lego. I'm assuming that's why you guys are here. Maybe not. Maybe you're just here to drink beer with me. If you are, fucking... there you go. So, quick follow-up from last time. You guys remember this. I shot it into my ceiling. It's air jitsu. It's pretty cool, I guess. I bought it ostensibly for this, and because it was $1. So I'll show you a build, and it's not a crazy complicated build. It's a small little cutesy fun build. Here's my little alien dude in his little environment suit. The glare's terrible right now. Sorry. Yeah, well, there's a photo. I guess I'll put a link up. You can click there so you can see it without the shitty glare. He's pretty cool. Like, the mech suit itself, it's kind of boilerplate. Like, this is quite literally the same leg setup that I stole from another, like, small scale mecha, where they just sit on the stud, and, you know, there's the tap at the bottom to do the foot articulation. And the arms are, they're kind of wonky, you know, they turn and stuff. They're articulated, but he's not superposable, but, like, he's a dude with a bubble head. I did build some other heads as well, which I'll show you guys, because, you know, fuck it, why not? We can consider this exclusive Bricks and Beer footage access. So this was the first one I built, because I wanted to have, like, a goofy slime monster. So he's got a lime green. It's also kind of awful. But you see, he's goofy. He's a one-eyed monster. He's kind of like staring up in space, which is unfortunate. Like, I wish the eye, focused. So I moved on from that. I made this next one, and I actually really like this one the best. I feel like this one works the best outside of one thing, which is the color palette. So in there, if you guys can see, it's a crazy tentacle monster, and he's got his eye. He's checking it all out. Kind of looks a little ostrichy. He also looks like super disturbing phallic because that tentacle part is tan. And I built this whole little suit environment thing in like a couple of hours one night. And I have orange parts of these, but I wasn't gonna go dig around for them at middle of the night. So I netted out on this dude. He's pretty cool. I like his little eye. He does use the cool ultra agents. You can't see this for shit. Well, you can maybe see it in the photo. But there's that new fisty piece with the studs that makes his head. So he's bright light orange. And he has a pew pew gun, which is kind of fun, pew pew. Everybody likes little pew pew guns on mech suits. So yeah, there you go. Little dome dude. It was fun to use the dome. I really want to buy more of these air jitsu bullshits, but it feels so not worth it to spend full price. Especially because every fucking one of these sets, not the air jitsu sets, but the Chima gimmick, ninjutsu gimmick sets. So you got spin jitsu, the like top original ones. And then you got speeders, which are like the ripcord Chima racer ones. And then you got I guess there's only the third one. I feel like there's a fourth one in there somewhere. But they're all like, the gimmicky kids Bakuman toys. This one, I don't know. They always go on clearance. So even if they're awesome, it's like if you pay full price for them, I kind of feel like you're just like taking the money away from the parts. Like, I don't know. This, I guess, is cool. I kind of feel like this is a little useless. Maybe I could take this to the beach, like throw it around, like little mini frisbee style. I don't know. Whatever. That's probably gonna fuck up the camera if I leave that there. But then you got the ripcord, and this is kind of bullshit. It's a ripcord. It's got a thing. More clever people than I will come up with something amazing to do with this. And then you got this, and I kind of briefly touched on this last time, and I guess it's cool. And then you got the handle. And I feel like kind of a dick, because I went over the last one, and I was like, look at this, and look at the other thing, and then I completely ignored this. And this is nothing to necessarily write home about, it's just a black stick with a little, like, entrance thing, and there's sort of some sculpting. But you know what? Like, you could get creative with this, right? Everybody can get creative with shit. So, let's say you just took this, and you were like, I'm gonna just slap some wings on that bitch. Like, then maybe a little cockpit action on there. And you're like, yeah. A little, you gotta get the fin. Oh man, I totally fucked this up. That's hilarious. So it's supposed to go in a little bit more. And then you put this little thing on, and holy fuck, you got a little space shuttle. And it's like zooming around my living room. Yeah. So obviously, engine part. I really, really like these other engine pieces. Like this piece, this is the camera lens, which is negative to negative. It's female. So it takes a stud on both sides, which sounds way dirtier than I intended it to. So yeah, I wanted to build something with that. I didn't want to leave out the love. And I naturally built a little spaceship. He's got a little landing gear. You can see his little hinge landing gear, little nose cone. He's kind of plain. Like, I put a billion stickers on this over and over again, and I hated all of them. Because in real life, there's like tiles and whatnot that make it look sort of panel-y. So any sticker detail just looks bullshit. So you really need logos. And this is where I'm pissed at Lego. So there's the new space line. That's space shuttles. And there's a $25 space shuttle set, which looks cool. I've thought about buying it many times. I probably will get it. It's dumb if I buy it because I'm going to be like, oh, look, I got it because I want a little spaceship. And then inevitably I'm going to take it apart. I'm going to have that big dumb cockpit piece that I never do anything with. But they don't have a small set. They have like a starter pack, which is like the minifig set deal, which, okay, you got it, but there's no like real space shit in there. And then they have a rover polybag. Every other fucking line has like the small set, right? They don't have the small set. They have the minifig starter pack and the bullshit polybag. Neither of which come with stickers that I could apply to the fin of my little fucking spaceship. I have to buy the $25 big dumb spaceship to put the sticker on my little dumb spaceship. Fucking bullshit, Lego. So yeah, spaceships. If you want to be ambitious, and you built your little spaceship because you really fucking love that part for some reason, you're like, yeah, spaceships. You could, in theory, build a booster pack. Be like, do the thing. Wow, I look like a fucking weirdo. It's getting a little hot. It's still daytime, and Jesus, it was 109 degrees in the valley today. So fuck the valley. I'm sorry if you're from there, Jeff. Shout out to you. It's way too hot. Like, I can't hang. It's fucking 88 degrees here, and I live at the beach, and that's also bullshit. I'm such a spoiled California kid. I need even like 60 to 76. Anywhere in there, I'm cool. Actually, we can even go lower. We can go down to like a 50, maybe. I know, I'm spoiled. So anyway, I built a booster pack because, you build a space shuttle and you want to build a booster pack. And building this booster pack was way harder than I anticipated, which is really dumb because it's 3 cylinders smashed together. But I do not have enough yellow to do this, so I had to add some stripes. And there's a stripe up at the top because this is the only part that I have, and I'm not even sure if they make this part in yellow. And it's got a stud on it, which is why it's like totally not cooperating right now. Live, uncut. So yeah, you might be able to see that. No, you can't. It looks like an eyeball because that's hollow, but it does have a stud at the top, kind of. So you can put the dish on, which makes for like a really nice cap, but I really wish this was all one color. And I started out building this in red, but it looked too much like a ketchup bottle, and they don't make the cone in red, which, what the fuck? Like, dude, so I have a wall of Lego, right? And every person that's a non-Lego person comes in, and they're like, you have more Lego than I've ever seen, whatever. And then fucking every time, I'm like, how do I not have this part? I have thousands of Legos. It's one goddamn part. And you don't have it. So, you have to compromise, and you gotta deal with bullshit. Speaking of dealing with bullshit and compromising, so you got this little, cap to give you some action here. I really wanted to make this functional. This is the only way I can pull this off. So let's say you launch your spaceship. It boosts off the booster pack, and then it opens up its bay doors, delivers a little satellite. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. It's fun. Like, I like to dick around with this kind of little playset kind of deal. It's like once I do one, kind of have to build the whole thing. Also, I'm enamored with the new spaceship line, but I'm just not going to drop the $200 to get the, legit spaceship on a booster thing. Because I had one. It came on this. Granted, it's old school, but it's not around. Because it's in there. Because that's what it should be. So yeah, little mini spaceships. Have fun. I actually pulled this baseplate out 2 seconds before I did this, and I was like, God damn it. There it is. Look. So that may happen. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Oh, speaking of the last episode, I did also want to show off something else. And it's getting a little hot, so I'm just gonna keep drinking beer. Hopefully you guys are drinking beer. You know, so I've been thinking about this, right? I keep threatening to like drink your beers on the show, on the air, and I'm terribly qualified to pour beer. And you know, it's like I could search these beers out, which could happen and would be responsible of me, or I could not, which I haven't because I'm lazy and I'm doing other shit like building mech suits and space shuttles and life happens. Uh, so if you guys want to send me a beer, you can just send me a message. Like, find me on Flickr or Instagram or here or whatever, and send me a private message, and I'll send you my address. You could also send me a box of Mega Blocks. I don't know. I'm gonna just throw it out there. If you want to send me a beer, like if you're passionate and you're like, this is the fucking shit, send it to me. I'll drink it. I'll tell you what I think of it. Or you could be like, Andrew, that's just a hustle for you to get free beer. And you'd be right. You would be right. So speaking of hustle, and that is a terrible transition because this has nothing to do with hustle. But the last episode, man, I talked about Transformers. I love Transformers. I mentioned this city bot. This little dude's head was under the couch over there, packed away in a box. This is the only remaining part of my failed city bot. So I do want to show him off. You probably can't see him too well. Does have like, rotating gun cannon things. He's very Metroplex because, Metroplex is a city bot. I was kind of thinking I could maybe like fold the head down and, do one of these for the city action or something. But the thing I want to show you guys, and this is the only reason to show this, is the mouth. So this was like what I thought was the best gimmick ever. And it still kind of is, and that's why this is still together, right? So we got grumpy Metroplex here. He's pissed. So, what the fuck, Andrew? Why didn't you ever build me a body? Or, because this is a 1x2 tile, you can do really crazy emotive things with this little line. So, he can kind of, he can be a little bit off to the side. He can be kind of like Pooty. And, if you flip it over, he can be happy. And there's varying degrees of happy. So this is kind of like, and he's a little smug. I really like the smugness. Or, you can kind of do the off to one side, sort of like pursing, like, girl, robot. Yeah, I'm a weirdo. So, Metroplex, failed Transformers. Speaking of which, I do have one other thing to show you guys. And it's not great. It's kind of a fail. And I'm going to show it to you guys, not just because it's a fail, but because I learned some stuff from it, and maybe you guys can learn some stuff from it. And, whatever. It's alright. It's like, this is the perfect forum to show, like, fucked up shit I've been noodling with that may or may not, like, be polished, perfect shit. So this is my little buddy. He's a little race car. You know what this is. Like, I'm wearing the shirt. You saw the last episode. This shirt, Soundwave, DJ Soundwave. Excuse me. Night Owl Inc. I'll link them down there. Or right there. Dude's super cool. Like, I bought this shirt at a street fair in my neighborhood, and he draws all the art himself, and he has fucking cool shit, and, he's a cool guy, and he's a Transformer fan, and not all of his shit is Transformers. Like, he also does, like, really crazy other sketching stuff. I have a really cool t-shirt that is a DJ that's a skeleton, and he's puppeteering a mariachi band below through the decks. It's really cool. So, yeah, you should go buy this shirt. Mine's a little sweaty right now. That's why I'm adjusting myself. Speaking of sweaty and adjusting yourself. This. I don't have a name for this guy. He kind of homages the Target Master, the orange one. I threw an Autobot logo on there because. The car. This is fucking terrible, right? Like, it's kind of like an RC car that just fucking something happened to the back half of this. Like, it just fell off and he left it behind, so It's a lot of bullshit. This is sort of the standard bricks and beer fuckery of angles of me trying to make this work. So I want to show you guys a photo, and this is probably gonna fuck up because every time I show you guys a photo on the phone, it never works. But okay, so what's inside this guy, or what kind of was inside this guy, was this. Yeah, fuckery. So you can kind of see it. It's a frame. The idea being build like a basic Transformers frame that I can just skin in all these different ways, and then I can have like little Clone Warrior dudes. So that's how this started out. It rapidly deviated from what I originally built, and sort of, I didn't have a clear direction for the vehicle mode, and that's why it came out so shitty. Because at first I was like, oh, maybe I'll do a Hound, you know, like a Jeep kind of deal, because it's got this front little thing. See, it's like, it's very Jeepy. It's not quite all there. There you go. But I was like, yeah, I kind of stopped caring about this because it was hard, and I don't know. It's just it's a little weird. So you unfold the front. You got these legs. Same as the big one, double jointed knees. I like to fold the knees back a little bit. And then you've got ball jointed feet. I'm going to turn this toe around so it doesn't, because there's like a clip thing. So we'll turn this around. And the legs aren't bad. Like, you know, the ball jointed ankle, it's not a fully functional ball joint, but it gets close enough. And then you've got this back deal, which folds back, you can see. And then it kind of folds back up onto itself. But what I'm going to do before that is I'm going to rotate these back around. And a lot of shit falls off of this. Like, I did the last one on camera and nothing fell off. I'm really kind of amazed nothing has fallen off thus far. Because, like, this is, there's, all the joints are smaller. So everything kind of gets a little tighter, which is cool because it's a better action figure, but it becomes kind of a shittier Transformer. And this is, so the original frame I built had this exact leg and sort of this same backpack pop-out action, along with the chest hinge there. But the arms were different, and I had to do this because this is, and I may go back and like actually try to refine this and make this work, or I may just totally bail on this, because there's a couple of things about this, which is, the ball joints, the Mixel ball joints, as awesome as they are, they give me the most frustration because, like all Lego ball joints, they're super limited. Like, you can do a couple of things with them, and then there's other things you just can't do with them. So I'll show you what I'm talking about as soon as I finish dicking around here, and actually I can show you the robot mode, which would be better than not showing you the robot mode, I guess. Just be a dick. Just be like, peace out, guys. It's getting really hot in here. If I'm starting to sound fucking delirious, that's because it's hot. So there you go. You open up the chest. The arms. So the arms fold this way, and they rotate on this Mixel ball joint. And this Mixel ball joint doesn't necessarily need to be here because there's one at the top, right? So that's like your action. But there's no bicep swivel. So the ball joint, it can go all the way forward. You know, you can get all the way up. You can give high fives. You know, all the way down. You can get all the way out. He's got like the Van Damme access. But then if you want to tilt, that's it. That's all you got. You got the degree until the ball joint hits the cup, because the cup frame has to come up on both sides. So you get no bicep swivel. So you put this in, second ball joint, gives you a weird point there, but it does rotate, so you get a bicep swivel, which was more necessary. Like, I deemed more emphasis on having that than in reality you really needed. Like, you don't really need that. Zed comes up. He's a little fat right now. He's got these little tiles on here. Swing these up for you guys. And the robot mode, this is where it started. So I feel like the robot mode is way better than the vehicle mode, because that's the deal, right? I wanted like a little action figure transformer. Awesome. Not bad. Not bad. He doesn't have a gun. His faction symbols haphazardly thrown up here because I didn't care at that point. And here's my biggest beef. So the knees are rad because they're double jointed, so you get a really nice knee bend. You can even go further. You can get this hinge going, kind of tuck the light in there, throw off the tire, like so, which is gone forever. Oh, maybe not. But the hips. So this crotch piece looks great. It's all brick built. Balls point down. If the balls point down, you get an awesome thigh swivel, so he can rotate in and out. You get a great Van Damme action, albeit these little tile pieces stop you. But you could, in theory, break your toy and rotate thigh piece, little hip armor down, do a little parts forming, and get like hardcore Van Damme. Psh, psh. But goddamn ball joint. That's it. It's all the walking he gets. That's it. It's bullshit. It sucks. I hate it. If you put the balls out, so, like so, you get full Van Damme. Not much in the thigh swivel. Don't really care about that because I got the foot. But you get a full front and a full back. However, there's no mixel ball joint that is one plate wide that has ball joints on either side, and if you stagger them, all the math fucks up. Like, fuck you. God damn it. I'm gonna do it again. It's gonna be better. It's not gonna be now. At all. And I came off like way angrier than I intended it to. I mean, I like him. He's okay. It's just, I want it to be the perfect frame, because then, like, the aesthetic and the skinning I can do all kinds of shit with. The frame doesn't work. It looks really good, because it's pretty decent, but it just needs that one-point articulation. So I gotta figure out the hips. I'm gonna do that at a later point. It's not gonna be now. The reason why is coming. It's coming soon. I hope you guys are in. If you could meet me, you've probably met me if you're watching this. Maybe. BrickCon. It's coming. It's a monolith. It's a month away. Giant convention in Seattle. You guys should go. If you're not going, fucking go. Get a plane ticket. It's cheap. Plane tickets are under $200 right now. There's a hotel. There's plenty of hotels. It's Queen Anne. It's Seattle. There's the best breakfast place ever, which I'm not going to tell you. But if you find me in person at BrickCon, I'll be like, meet us for breakfast at X. And then you'll get to discover the greatest breakfast ever. So that's why there's no fucking bullshit Transformer. Because I need to build some shit for BrickCon. I don't know how long it's going to be until the next one. Because of that, I think it might be a little while. I'm going to try to do one more between now and the con. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be a work in progress, just like this. What was that? What was that? I don't know. Next episode. Thanks for watching. Bricks and bricks. Bricks and beer. Brick by brick. We'll see you next time.